Centerfield Ballhawk by Matt Christopher. Jose Mendez knew better than to play baseball in the front yard. While practicing his batting, he hit the ball through Mrs. Dooley's car window. Now, Mr. Mendez is really disappointed in Jose. Jose thinks there's only one way to make his father proud of him again. Jose's father had once played in the minor leagues. Jose's sister, Carmen, plays softball and has been hitting balls over the fence. Jose thinks that if he becomes a better batter, everything will be all right once more. "Strike!" yelled the ump. Then, "Strike two!" "Belt it, Jose!" cried the coach. Jose's heart pounded like crazy. This was it. Crack! The bat met the ball head on. A white sphere took off like a rocket for left field and sailed over the fence for a home run. The Mutters fans screamed their heads off. "All right, Jose!" they shouted as he dropped his bat and trotted around the bases. Bus, another player, singled that inning too, but the Mutters failed to score him. Mutters 5, Bulls 2. The Stockade Bulls came to bat, blowing through their nostrils. After 2 outs and a man on third base, Adsy Healy lambasted one. It had a home run label on it as it zoomed toward the center field fence. Jose started to run back the instant he had seen it hit. He was almost up against the fence when the ball came flying down over his head. He jumped and caught it. "Yes, great catch, man!" Barry yelled. "Saved us a run." Jose smiled and tossed the ball to him as they ran in together. "Just lucky," he said. "Sure," Barry laughed. Alfie singled, and Turtleneck walked, bringing Jose up to the plate. "I've got to get a hit," he thought. "I've got to, or I'm sunk." He grounded out. Good thing Dad isn't at the game, he thought as he returned to the bench. At least he's got Carmen. The Mutters kept the Bulls from scoring in the bottom of the fourth, and then went to town at their turn at bat, scoring 2 runs. Mutters 7, Bulls 2. In the bottom of the fifth, the Stockade Bulls showed their real power they had, as if they had purposely kept it hidden until now. They pounded Sparrow for 5 runs, tying up the score 7-7. In the top of the 6th, Barry singled. Then Turtleneck flied out. Jose slowly stepped to the plate. This could be it, he thought. A hit now could break the tie, and it would mean a 500 average for him. He flied out. Jose's heart sank into his stomach. He wished he could vanish. Then TV, another player, struck out, and the Bulls were back up to the plate. The first 2 guys got on. Then Ted Jackson popped up to the pitcher, and Adzi blasted a line drive to center field. It looked as if it were going to hit the ground halfway between second base and Jose. Jose was after it like a gazelle. He knew he had to catch that ball, or the game was over. He dove, then felt a solid thud as the ball landed squarely in his glove. The crowd stood up and clapped and cheered for a full minute. On the next play, a grounder skittered through TV's legs. A run scored, and the game was over. The Bulls beat the Peach Street Mutters 8-7. It's my fault we lost. My fault, TV moaned as Jose caught up with him and they walked off the field together. Don't sweat it, man, Jose said. It's not the end of the world. Who's perfect? He was thinking of his batting as he said that. 1 out of 4 was .250. Far, far from a .375 average. His father would never, never think much of him as a baseball player. Suddenly, he heard his name called. "Jose, wait up!" He turned. "Dad!" he cried, surprised. "When did you get here?" "At the beginning of the fourth inning," Mr. Mendez said. Jose's face clouded. "Then you saw," he started to say, but couldn't go on. How could he face his father when he'd gotten out 3 out of 4 times at bat? "What do you want to say?" Mr. Mendez asked, putting his arm across Jose's shoulder. "I wanted to make you proud of me," Jose blurted out. "I know I've been messing up lately, but I thought if I could hit 375 like you did when you played in the minors, I could make up for disappointing you. I'm sorry, Dad. I know I've let you down." Mr. Mendez stopped short and looked down at Jose. "Is that why you've been so down in the mouth?" he exclaimed. Jose sighed, then nodded. "Listen, son," Mr. Mendez said. "I may be disappointed when you go against my wishes, like you did when you hit Mrs. Dooley's car. But I'm not disappointed in you. I trust you when you say you're sorry, and that's that. As far as Mrs. Dooley is concerned, I know you've worked hard to make it up to her. From what I hear," he added, smiling, "you even applied a little extra elbow grease to her car the other day." Jose blushed. Then Mr. Mendez took a deep breath and went on. "It's been hard since Mom died, on all of us. I've had to depend on you and Carmen to pull your own weight. Maybe too much." He grinned. "I seem to have forgotten how hard it can be to concentrate on anything when it's baseball season. Maybe we both need to be more aware of what the other person is feeling. I'll try, if you will." Jose nodded happily. "And one more thing. Forget about trying to hit like I did, okay? You don't have to. You're a born outfielder, Jose. You've made catches that I never would have been able to, not in a million years." Jose stared at him. "Really? You mean you don't mind that I can't hit?" Jose's father chuckled. "Can't hit? If you call belting a grand slam homer not hitting Well, son, we've got to sit down and have a serious talk about the game of baseball. Jose, you're a born ball hawk. So stop worrying about the hitting and concentrate on your fielding. That's where your team needs you the most. Jose couldn't believe his ears. All this time he had thought. But then he recalled the joyous cheers after each catch that he made that day and smiled. "Thanks, Dad," he murmured. "I never thought about that. I just figured the guys were being nice when they said they counted on me being in the outfield." He glanced up at his father. "I like having people depend on me, Dad." His father squeezed his shoulder. "Come on, we'll pick up some ice cream and celebrate those catches with Carmen. I understand she's had a hard afternoon, smashing one homer after another for her team. Looks like both of you kids are a chip off the old block." Jose laughed. He never felt better in his life as he walked with his father to the car. "I might never get a 375 average," he thought, "but I'm a hit with my father, and that's what counts the most." The end.